Hey guys, it's Mark from Hallmark Pool Supplies, and in front of me I have a SuperFlo in-ground pool pump by Pentair, and I'm going to show you guys how we change the seals in this particular pump. Now if you guys have a Hayward Super Pump, I will post links down below in regards to that pump because I've made a video on changing seals on that as well for you guys that want to check that out. So before we get started, I want to let you know that I will be posting links down below in regards to all the parts for this pump, to include the pump itself, so you guys can check that out if you need it. And if you have any questions or need help, definitely comment down below or contact me. I will be glad to help. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a 9/16 socket, and we're going to remove these inner bolts that are connected to the motor bracket. These are the long bolts. Okay, so now when we get down to this bolt, we have a plug here, a drain plug for the housing. And as you can see, my deep throat socket's not going to fit in there, so you could get a shallower socket, or you can get an open end wrench like this, 9/16, and we're just going to unscrew this bolt. Okay, now that we've got the bolts out, we're going to be able to separate the motor from the housing. And I'm just going to push this to the side. Now we're going to get to the motor here, and we need to remove the diffuser, and you can use a flathead screwdriver. I like to use a nut driver. It's a 1/4 inch nut driver. I'm going to remove these 3 screws. That will allow us to remove the diffuser. And now we're down to the impeller. Now we have a set screw in here because this impeller is going to require a flathead screwdriver, or in this case I will be using a 3/8 nut driver to remove that screw. But if I go in here and try to unscrew it, this is just going to keep turning. So what we have to do is we got to turn the motor around, and what we need is a flathead screwdriver that we can pop this plate off with. Once we get that plate popped off, you'll see that we have the shaft here, and as I turn the impeller, you can see that that is rotating. So what we want to do is get yourself a 9/16 open end wrench. We can put it right here, and that will lock this to prevent this impeller from turning. So now we've got it locked. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this around so you can get a better view. So we're going to lock it down with a 9/16 open end wrench to prevent the impeller from turning, so it's nice and tight. And then what we're going to do is we're going to remove this screw. This screw is a reversed thread screw. Instead of loosening it like we normally do, we're going to be actually tightening it to loosen it, and you loosen it to tighten it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our 3/8 nut driver on this screw, and we're going to be turning clockwise. And as we turn clockwise, which normally would tighten a screw, it's going to be loosening the screw because, like I said before, this is a reversed thread. And now the screw is removed. And holding this with our 9/16 open end wrench so that this doesn't turn, I can now unscrew the impeller. Now we've got the impeller off. So now that we've got the impeller off, you can see part of the seal here. And what we need to do is remove this seal off the shaft. There's your seal. And you can see the back side of the seal around the shaft here, but we have to remove that. And so some people will try to come in here with a screwdriver and try to pry that off. I don't really recommend that because you don't want to damage the housing around where the seal is set. So the best way, or the proper way to get that off, would be we're going to turn this pump around, and we're going to go back to our 9/16 socket set, and we're going to put it on here, and now we're going to remove the motor bracket. And now that we've got those bolts out, and keep in mind these are short bolts. The bolts that go to the motor bracket are short, and the ones that go from the housing into the motor bracket are the long bolts that we took out originally, so you don't want to get those mixed up. But I'll set that to the side. Now we were able to rotate this back around and remove the motor bracket from the motor itself. And then we have our seal inside here. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn this over. You can get yourself a flathead screwdriver. Just tap on it and it will pop out. And this is what you have. And then that's the back part of the seal. And then this is the front part of the seal. And now we're going to get our seal set, and we're going to be able to replace the seal. Okay, so now that we've got the seals off, I've got the new seals here. We're going to be able to take our inner seal. This is the ceramic side, and of course, that's the back side, which has got the rubber jacket. And I'm going to place that on my finger, and I'm going to get some lube. Put a little lube on my finger. Go around it. That way it'll just slide in there a little bit easier with no friction. And it is very important that this is put in properly. We do not want to put it in this way. It'll be backwards. We want to put it in so that the white side is facing up. And we just set it in place. And we slide it in. And as you can see, she's a nice, smooth, tight fit. You can see here that it's nice. It's in. And we've got that part of the seal done. Now we want to mount the bracket, motor bracket, back to the motor. And it is very important that we do put this on properly. We don't want to be putting it on just any old way. If we look back here, you will see an arrow. Then, of course, as we turn it, you will see the word top. And, of course, the other sides don't have any label. But where it says top, this is the top of the motor. We want to make sure that that top is in line up here with the top. So we're going to turn this, and we're going to put it on. It goes on just like this. And now we've got that set. Now I can turn this around using our short motor bolts for the bracket. We can then now put this back in. Okay, so now that I've got those bolts in nice and snug, we can come back to the front. And now what we need to do is we need to put the rest of the seal on. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of lube, finger, and I'm going to put it around the shaft. This way this seal here will slide on very easily. And what we're going to do is, it is very important that this is put on properly, because if you put it on metal to the ceramic, you're going to have a problem. It's going to leak. We have the black Teflon here that needs to be facing the white ceramic seal, and the metal part of the seal needs to be facing outward. So it is very important that we put this seal on properly, and we're going to set it here, and she'll slide on really nice so that we've got the seal on, and that's the proper placement of the seal. And now we're going to be able to take our impeller, and of course before putting it on, I always like to inspect and look and make sure that everything is good, and then we're able to screw this back on. Now keep in mind the impeller, that screws on normal thread like you would normally screw on, but this is just going to keep spinning. So what we need to do is got our 9/16 open-end wrench. We need to lock this shaft on the back again, hold this, then I'm able to turn this on and screw it into place. Once we get it snug, she's tight, and you can see that I can clearly move this and she's solid. Now that's tight. Then we're going to take our reverse thread screw, and I'm going to get my 3/8 nut driver. We're going to put it in position, and what we're going to do is we're going to be screwing this on counterclockwise. So we're actually kind of going in reverse to tighten it, and you can see that this is turning now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the shaft down with my 9/16 open-end wrench, making sure I've got a good tight fit. Give this a good snug turn, and she's tight. And now she's locked on. Remove my wrench, and now we're good. Now at this point in time, I'm going to get my 1/4" nut driver, and I'm going to put the diffuser on. Now, it is important when we put the diffuser back on, because you have 3 screw holes here. So they only go on one way. And so if you get this turned around and can't remember which way it was, you just line this up, and as each screw is lining up with the hole, we know we've got it set right. If I was to rotate this and put this screw here, where it lines up here, it's not going to line up here because the screw hole is over here. So this is offset so that you can only put it on one way, and as you can see, it won't fit that way either. So if we keep turning it like I had it before, that is the proper way, and each screw will line up with its hole. So we're going to take our 1/4" nut driver, and we're going to screw down the diffuser. And this just needs to be snug, doesn't have to be real tight. So now we've got the last one in. We're good and snug. Just double check all of them. We're good. And what I like to do is I like to make sure I can put my hand in here and I can actually turn this impeller. This way I know nothing's binding, it's good. We've got the impeller locked down and this diffuser is not screwed on too tight. In some cases, if the impeller's not down all the way and we overscrew or over tighten these screws, this can bind or rub, and that's not good. So we want to make sure that this is free and turning like you see here, and we're good. Now, at this point, we have replaced the seals, but it's also a good idea to check the gaskets and the O-rings, such as the O-ring that's on the housing here, the diffuser O-ring. Just look at all this stuff, make sure that it's good. Make sure that there's no damage. We can also take lube and we can lube our O-rings and so forth. That will help protect them and also make it easier when we slide the motor back into the housing. So at this point in time, we're done with that. We're now going to be able to take our motor and we're going to be able to slide her back into the housing. Like so. And what we're going to do is we're going to get our long bolts. I'm going to slide them in. Just going to get them fit all the way around before we tighten them. And then when we go to tighten them, we're going to gradually tighten them all the way around. We're not going to tighten each one down all the way. We want to tighten it down and draw the motor into the housing evenly. Okay, so now we've got all our bolts on. And like I said, we want to snug them up evenly, and then we can go back and just make sure all of them are tight. We can see that we've got a good tight fit, and we're pretty much good to go. Last thing we've got to do is make sure that we do put our cap back over where the shaft is. We're just going to put that back on. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's how we change seals on a SuperFlo made by Pentair. If you guys have any questions, definitely comment down below or contact me. I will be glad to help. Like I said before, I will post links on our website down below in regards to all the parts, to include the pump itself. If you guys need any of this, definitely check it out. I want to thank all my subscribers and I appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget us on Hallmark Pool Supplies for all your pool needs. And as always, thanks for watching. My name is Mark and I'll see you guys on the next video.